Queen 3. Yeah, we're gonna go to 6. And hope it's just me and him. If he's doing this shit with Queen 3, I'm sure he's just doing it with anything there too, so that's good. I'm glad that Sabis actually checked all the way down, so we got to see what he had there. So that was nice. I'll make it 4 actually. I'm actually gonna let that go. So needless to say, it's been a pretty good tournament so far. I mean, we had a lot of struggles there in the last hour before the video started, but it's been fun. That's for sure. It's been a fun tournament. I only did the one. I only bought in. Oh, there's a nice 2-outer. I only bought in and then did the add-on. I didn't have to rebuy or anything like that because the tournament actually, when we started, our first table wasn't too crazy, so I felt like I would just try to play through all the other players, and it ended up being pretty good. So we had a good enough first hour, nothing crazy. I think we got out of there with like 6,000 or so. That was nice. What are we at here? 21, he would have been 20, so that sucks that he hit the 2-outer. But what can you do? Part of the game. Just give that up no matter what. Going for the steal here with this, hoping that Sabis folds because he might be a little angry from the Jack's hand. You never know. And Ray hasn't played very many hands at all, so position the whole 9, and we'll take it with 5 high all day. And if you can hear the humming in the background, I'm sorry. It's just I'm running a fan again, and because it's very hot still. So Sabis is probably the only player at the table that I actually respect so far. Everyone else has been pretty by the books. I mean, I'm not saying that they're terrible players. Hemi's probably the one making the weakest raises and stuff like that, but no one else is really doing anything out of the ordinary. But Sabis has been, he's made a couple good calls and stuff on like a Jack 6 board. The empty seat is where the actual other player was, but the empty seat person raised pre-flop and then check raised the flop, and Sabis called him with 6-5, and then they checked the turn. That was the big mistake by the empty seat guy, and then the empty seat bet the river, and Sabis called him with the pairs of 6s and jacks, and ended up just beating, I think ace queen high or something like that. So if the guy would have continued on the turn, he might have been able to take it, but he kind of left part of his betting open I actually went to the casinos for the first time. I went to Mandalay Bay last night for the first time in first time I've been to a casino in probably like a week and a half, and I actually did really good playing 1-2 no limit. I won $615, so that was a good session. I played really good except for one hands with queens. I kind of made a critical error and lost $100 to pocket sevens, but it was my own fault. I knew that from the start, so that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and raise him again here. And he calls me this time. We're gonna have to bet half pot and hope he doesn't have a jack. Beautiful. We've got a lot of chips from him, and that's just by taking blinds too, which is beautiful. But like I said, he's been making a lot of those really weak raises and everything, so. And the best is we got to see that Queen 3-1 on the replay with him versus Sabis, so. It's an easy raising hand here. I don't know why. I love these dumb hands like that. They just look fun. I don't know. But it's easy to fold them in bad positions and all that, so. Pretty much looks like the diamond gentleman over here is just kind of folding to try to make it to the top 18. So if we see him put his money in, he probably has at least a double paint connector or a pretty solid hand. I wouldn't expect him, or blind versus blind, I guess, too. But so we're at 7-handed. It's a good thing to remember. Fold any raise here, easy. That's the first time he's done much of anything in a while too, so respectfully fold to him there. Actually gonna let that one go. I can't stand that hand. Any kind of jack crap card, queen crap cards. If it was suited, I would have raised if I was the first one to raise, so. The last hand too, Winky, these two have probably played the least amount of hands since I've seen them at the table, so anytime that those two do a raise or anything like that, kind of need to understand what range they're playing, since they're pretty much just playing the top whatever amount of hands, I'm sure. So still 20 left. We're in 5th place, so that's nice, but we've been hanging around this little spot for a while. He's actually worked himself back to 18th right now. There we go. Ace-8 and Ace-Jack. Queen or Jack. Queen choppy. Nope. So we're down to 19. And we're back. We got moved to a different table. We're down to the final 18. Another person got the boot. And so yeah, we made the money. So that was our first goal. Now the next obvious goal is to final table and then win the whole tournament. So that's the goals. Next final table. So 9 players to go through. And we're in decent shape here. So let's try to hopefully make no bad decisions here. I'm expecting a lot more of this kind of stuff now too, that we are in the money, a lot more play and everything. So I wouldn't even expect probably 30 to 40 minutes before we're at the final 9 at the most, because I expect everyone to open their games back up. So one hand, one big pot. I got pretty lucky. I got rid of Sabis and we kept Hemi, so I'm happy about that. Lean on him a little bit there. I'll let this one go. Alright, I was probably kind of rude today. I told him to speed it up now because we made the money and everything, but he is playing in 2 other tournaments, so maybe that's why he was taking a minute there. So if you're watching this day, I'm sorry. Ace suited, put in the 45. Nutcracker, if he shoved there, honestly, I'd probably have to call him in a hurry, because, see, there'd be 9,000 plus another 12,000 to call less. So I would have had to call him. This race, we don't have to call at all. So we're going on break here.